Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to ASAP Podcast on YouTube. What this is Top 100 Horror Films from Fantastic Press, which is a division of IDW. Written by Gary Girani, introduction by Roger Corman. I don't know exactly when this came out. And what this is, just like it says, it's the top 10. Dedicated to the horror freaks and geeks everywhere you know who you are. And there's, of course, the freaks from Freaks. There's fucking... Okay, hold on. Give me a couple seconds here. I need something to help hold these pages down. Give me a second. Yeah, we got some. Because, you know, books don't stay open and one-handed shit. Okay. Fucking Sweeney Todd. What year did this come out? 2010, so 9 years ago. And we got Fright Night, original Dracula, the Wolfman, I guess. And of course, we got an introduction by Roger Corman, review, top 100 Aftermath, and Index. So, move Bob Holly to the side. Introduction by Roger Corman. Of course, you should know who Roger Corman is if you're watching this channel. You know, he's known for doing such great books. And then, of course, overview, how he ranked the book. A little bit about the author. The key to understanding. Clock is the running time, aspect ratio, stereo soundtrack or mono soundtrack. That's kind of neat. It's got great picture. I'll give it that. Okay, number 100, House of Dark Shadows. I have never seen this. I have tried watching because I have an aunt who is my mom's youngest sister, my mom's youngest sibling, who's not that much older than me. When she got married at like 22, I was like 2, 3. So, you know, she's about 20, closest. Let's say, she's a huge Dark Shadows fan. One of my best friends, Butch, huge Dark Shadows. I know a lot of people are. I tried watching, and it's just, I think if I saw it when I was younger, I probably would be huge into it, but I didn't get to see it until Sci-Fi Channel first came on there and was showing it every day. And I watched it. It's just so stagey and so cheesy and so soap opera-y. Okay, Witchfinder General. I own this really, really fucking good film, aka The Conqueror. This is a Michael Reeves film. He died before it came out. Vincent Price, in the States, they claimed it was based on a Poe story. It's not. It's about the witch hunts. Really fucking good movie. 2000 Maniacs from H.G. Lewis. That's right, Mississippi, former Mississippi. He was an MSU professor. H.G. Lewis, he's passed away now. This is his one set in the South. In Florida's filmed in Kissimmee, St. Cloud. And it's like Brigadoon. Every so many, like, I think 100, every 200 years, this southern town that got wiped out by when the Northern Army, you know, came in at the end of the Civil War and destroyed a lot of stuff. Comes back and they just killed them some Yankees. Really good gore film. The Devil's Bride. Now, I've not seen this. I've heard of this. It's what, Christopher Lee. And like I said, a lot of really good pictures here. You get the poster, you know, get a good little write-up on everything. It's alive. This is one of those, I don't hear a lot of talk about. There's a remake from the past few years with Bijou Phillips in the lead. There's 3 of the original series. It's Live 2 or something like that. Nah, I can't remember what the third one's called. I remember just really loving these as a kid. 74 is when they came out. There's the baby. It's middle-class family man Frank Davis suffers the tortures of the damned when his wife gives birth to a monstrous mutant, a killing creature that tears everyone in the maternity operating theater to shreds. The infant beast remains at large, attacking unsuspecting victims for sustenance, even as Frank becomes a social pariah. I want to say it was like kind of based on the thalidomide stuff, where kids were born with defects. The Abominable Dr. Phoebes with Vincent Price. That's from 71. Really good film. Really well done. I have this one. I think I've got the MGM Minute Movies double feature, this one and the sequel. Horror Hotel. Yes, I have. This is a public domain film now. It's from the 60s, aka City of the Dead. It's a British film. I have a rip of it, or a file. I've never watched this. Heard how good it is. And of course, you know, there's the Misfits on Horror Hotel. Horror Hotel. Yeah, shit. Saw. The original Saw. Not a bad little film. God, it's been that long now. Okay, 2004. It's been 15 years since the original Saw came out. Really good film. The further into the series you get, the quality just diminishes a lot, especially after like part 3. But really good film. I really enjoyed it. I Bury the Living. Heard about this one forever. Let's see, make sure it's... Okay, yeah. Guy gets appointed. He oversees his committee. He accidentally places a pair of black pins in a map kept in the cemetery office. His map covers the entire grounds with white pins representing unoccupied but soul graves, black indicating graves that are filled. And it turns out if on this map, whenever he puts the black pins in the wrong grade, those people die. I have this now. MGM's released it. I have not got to watch it. It's one of those I heard about for years. I've just been wanting to see it. Just never got around to it. Okay, this is the first one. To me, this doesn't even belong in the top 100. Interview with the Vampire. Decent movie. Not top 100 at all to me. The book's okay. The book's better than the film. The Blood on Satan's Claw. I don't know why the fuck this ain't got a good U.S. release yet. As far as I know, there's no good U.S. release. It's a, Tygon? Yeah, Tygon, British film. Back in rural England. It doesn't say when. Somebody finds this thing when they're plowing the field, and Satan starts taking over kids in town. Really good. Scream! 1996. Jump-starting got the slasher genre going again. Jump-started the horror industry again. By 96, horror just wasn't big. Mark of the Vampire from 35. This is the one. Todd Browning. Okay, this one's a remake of London After Midnight. That's what I thought. If I remember right, I don't know if this should be up by the time he puts up. Cody LL, who I've mentioned before, is reviewing this for his 31 Days of Horror. Dark Intruder. Never seen this. 1965. In the late 1890s, San Francisco is bedeviled by a savage Jack the Ripper-like serial killer who leaves arcane stone gargoyle statuettes after each murder. Cool looking poster. Anybody in the cast? Leslie Nielsen. Holy shit. Wait a minute. Him right there? No. I thought that might be Leslie Nielsen. Okay. 28 Days Later. Really good film. Another one of those that I don't hear shit about anymore. Guys in a coma comes up and this rage virus got out, and people call them zombies. They're not zombies, but really cool. It's the first thing that I remember seeing Chris Eccleston in. The original Fright Night. I hate to have to say the original now because that remake is horrible. I just recently acquired this on Blu-ray. Really good film. Charlie Brewster, isn't it? Charlie Brewster. Let me make sure. Yeah, Charlie Brewster, huge horror fan, dating Amanda Burse, watches the horror host show, which is Peter Vincent. New neighbor moves in. It's Chris Sarandon. Realizes he's a vampire. He's got to fight him. From Dusk Till Dawn, 1996. Yes. The Tarantino Rodriguez collaboration with Selma Hayek as a stripper vampire. Really fucking good film. The Howling, 81. I wouldn't put it above. That's one of my big issues with books is the placement of something. And there's some films that are not in here that I'm like, what? Were you smoking crack when you wrote this? The Howling. One of the better werewolf movies. That's the sad thing is that nowadays, with especially 80s, 90s era, where CGI just got so omnipresent, we had the effects to do good werewolf films, and we didn't get many. Howling, American Werewolf in London, a few others. Ginger Snaps is one, but not many. House on Haunted Hill, 1959. Vincent Price. Probably, I always say it's probably the first Vincent Price movie I saw. It's not more than likely. I probably saw something with him before. It's the first one I remember. It was Halloween night. I was between 6 and 8. I was old enough where like my dad would take me and all my buddies trick-or-treating. He had a truck. We'd ride in the back. A lot of the roads out where I lived were, it's like the main roads nobody really lived on, but you'd go a little ways and you'd see a road that went off, and it was like a dead-end road, and you drop the park there, kids would walk down the road, get candy, come back. Well, we got home early, and Elvira was on TV. And we didn't get the Elvira syndicated show as far as I know. Maybe it aired, my parents didn't tell me. I don't know. But Elvira's on. And she's showing Night of the Living Dead. I'd never seen it. And it was the colorized version, but I fell in love. And afterwards, she showed House on Haunted Hill, and my father let me watch it. And love this movie. Another one. It's in the public domain. Easy to find. Let the Right One In from 2008. Such a good movie. Probably the best vampire movie made in quite a long time. I have seen the remake. Let Me In, I think. It's not bad, but the original is so much better. Okay. Had to say original on this, too. The Last House on the Left, number 80, 1972. It rests on 13 acres of earth over the very center of hell. Mari, 17, is dying. Even for her, the worst is yet to come. Last house on the left. The void fanny keep repeating. It's only a movie. It's only... First film from... Well... First non-porn, non-documentary film from Wes Craven and Sean Cunningham. 72. Infamous film basically Bergman's Virgin Spring rewritten. There's crew and everybody. Oh, such a good movie. But if you're, it's one that a lot of people can handle. It's been remade. It was remade a few years ago with Monica Potter. Yeah, remake kind of sucked. Picnic at Hanging Rock. I see this movie hyped up constantly. I finally saw it. It's a Peter Weir film. It fucking was boring and it sucked. It would not be on my list. Alright, The Wicker Man, 1973. It's not that horrible Nick Cage one. The bees, the bees. This is the original. The original's good. It's not one of those where I think it got so hyped up for I got to see it, it kind of diminished it a little bit in my eyes, but not a bad film. The Devil and Daniel Webster, the 41 version. I have not seen this at all. I know the idea behind it, the plot, never seen it. Suspiria, the original. Have to say that now because it's been remade too. 1976. Probably, I would say this is probably the best known of all the Argento films. Really well done. Colors, composition, light, everything. The plot's a little goofy, but hey. Evil Dead, the original, 1983. I mean, if you like horror, you know Evil Dead. I can just go ahead and skip that. And I would have had it a lot higher than 75. The Curse of Frankenstein. Okay, firstly, I'm not a Hammer fan. Their stuff's good, but I can't get into it that much. But yeah, okay. There's some really good photos. Look at that. That's a really good photo of Christopher Lee. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name. The original. Yes, this is another one got remade. Carnival of Souls. Creepy as fuck. Great film. If you like films like Jacob's Ladder, definitely see Carnival of Souls. The Shining from 80. Kubrick. I don't know if it's still up or not because talk shoot. At one time on Exploited Cinema, one of the last episodes that ever came out was a fan commentary for The Shining with myself, Bat32, and Strebo. Both huge Kubrick fans, both loved the movie. I was kind of the guy going, okay, it's a decent film. The Devil's Backbone, Guillermo del Toro. I had never seen it. Really need to see it. Hellraiser. Now this would be in my top 5. 1987. Jesus fucking Christ. 32 years ago. I mean, Pinhead, Kirsty, Chatterer, Butterball, you know, Clive Barker when he still looked like Paul McCartney. Jesus Wept. Oh, just so good. Rihanna fucking made her. 1985. Look at that. Herbert West. You know, look. Even got the infamous scene, and they didn't censor it, so I'll have it to. So good. Dr. Terror's House of Horrors from 64. This is Amicus. I'd never even heard of this. And when I first moved out to Texas, the room I slept in, cable was not hooked up to it, so I just had TV with a VCR. So I recorded a lot in the living room. And AMC back then still didn't have commercials as far as I remember. And they showed that it's a horror anthology. You got Christopher Lee, he's on a train, he's just telling stories. The Omen, the original again. God, I hate having to do that. 1976, you know, kid born, he's the son of Satan, blah, blah, blah. Good film, really good film. American Werewolf in London. I was just talking about this. 1981. Don't have to say the original because this is the only one so far. Look at that. Such great effects in this movie. The Innocents. Never seen it. Don't really know a lot about this one, but that's a cool looking poster. Alright. Whoa, motherfuckers. 64, really? The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1970. This is the original. My favorite film of all time. My favorite horror film of any genre. TCM. First movie I ever saw. Who will survive and what will be left of them? Laugh, Cody, laugh. Cody will get that joke, nobody else will. And why the fuck is The Lost Boys ranked higher than TCM? Lost Boys is a good movie. It ain't better than TCM. 1987. I mean, kind of brought vampires back into popularity. You know, I mean, it inspired a lot of stuff. I mean, I know there was a social group running around the Deep South for quite a few years. They referred to themselves as the Lost Boys. And they're TLB, and they have TLB tattoos and all this, and I knew quite a few of them. Burn Witch Burn, a.k.a. Night of the Eagle. Never heard of it. It's a co-production with Anglo Amalgamated and AIP. 62. Was it witchcraft? That's a witchcraft film. Yeah, okay. The Body Snatcher with Boris Karloff, 1945. Another one, heard of, never got to see it. The Black Cat. Is this the... Okay, I own this. I have not watched it yet, but I do own this. This is the one from 36. It's a Edward G. Ulmer film. Yeah, Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi in it. I got it on VHS. Excuse me. Now, this book, I acquired this through the Science Fiction Book Club really cheap. I'm glad I did because little pieces of it pissed me off here. This is another one. People, especially modern fans, are like, what the fuck? Number 59, Halloween, the original, 1978. I'm not the world's biggest Halloween. Excuse me. I'm not the biggest Halloween Michael Myers fan. I enjoy the series, but to me, it's not my favorite slasher. TCM's my favorite, and I got a couple that are way above this, but I do enjoy it. Even in my eyes, this is way too low for this. So this is a top 10, top 5 horror film. Island of Lost Souls from 32, such a good movie. And it's been remade twice that I know of. One time in the 70s, one time in the 90s, and I can't compare this. And for a long time, this was kind of hard to come by. There was like a VHS and Laserdisc, but there was no DVD, Blu-ray, none of that shit. It did play TV a lot. You got Bela Lugosi, you got Charles Laughton. House of Wax from 53. Is this the Price one? Yeah, it is the Price one. Okay. 3D, you got a young Charles Bronson in it. Yeah, it's in 3D. Neat film. Another one I have not seen in quite a while. A lot of these older things I've not seen in a while, if I don't know. The Brood, one of the early Cronenberg films that kind of broke through. Good film. Decent placement for it. Carrie, the original. Hate having to do that, but you have to. 76, the first Stephen King book that got published. The first Stephen King movie based on his book. Carrie. Sissy Spacek is perfect as Carrie. Because Carrie's not supposed to be a pretty girl. It's supposed to be kind of homely. And Sissy Spacek is kind of homely. That was my big issue with the remake, is that, was it Chloe Grace Moretz? She's not a homely little girl. Well, she's grown now. But even, she was probably late teens. She was not a homely kid. So it just didn't work for me. And they didn't even remake. The Man Who Laughs from 1928. Conrad Velton. Look at that. Don't that look a little bit like the Joker? Remember for years, that's who the Joker's kind of based on, the look. The Vampire Lovers from This is another Hammer one. This is one of their kind of lesbian-esque films. I think it is. Oh, shit. Cover that up. Ingrid Pitt is Carmella. Gorgeous woman. And then, of course, we got here Freddy Krueger and Nancy from the original Nightmare. I mean, that's probably coming up next. Yes, 52, Nightmare on Elm Street from 84. Another one that I think they got it too low. I really do. Especially with some of the shit they got hired in this. It's like, really? Elm Street's a good film. Picture of Dorian Gray from 45. I like Angela Lansbury. Look at that. She looks about the same as she did later on in, Murder She Wrote, just a little bit older. And I love the picture. Look at that. Freaks. Okay, motherfuckers. At 50, really? One of the best horror films ever made by one of the best horror directors, but you got it at 50. Circus Freaks. It's about a traveling circus, and one of the trapeze artists, if I remember right, marries this midget's kind of the head of the freaks, and she plots to kill him, so the freaks kill her and turn her into the chicken lady. Great film. I wish we could get the complete uncut version. You can't anymore. The Birds from 63. Hitchcock's only out-and-out horror film. Psycho is a horror film, but this is really a horror film. This is one of the earlier Hitchcock films I saw. Tippi Hedren, all that shit. 48, Pit and the Pendulum with Vincent Price from 61. Fucking great film. Almost all the Poe films with Price are really good. Poltergeist, 82. Okay. The Tobe Hooper film that's not Tobe Hooper. I'm sorry, I hear, this Tobe Hooper touches it very little. Just scuttlebutt. I really, at this time, Toby's issues, demons, whatever you call them, were getting complete control of him. So Spielberg ended up doing most of the film. Vampira, 32. I've never seen this. Another one I've heard about for years. I'm pretty sure it's public domain, so it shouldn't be hard to find. Hunchback of Notre Dame, 39. Is this the Charles Laughton? Okay, this is not the one I'm thinking of then. I might have seen this one. Well, this is, those two higher than Chainsaw. The Blair Witch Project at 44. Higher than fucking Chainsaw. No, I like the Blair Witch. I think it's a good film. To me, the people, it's just a bunch of people running out of the woods, I could do that myself. Okay, they have no imagination. It was a good film. But I wouldn't have it higher than a lot of stuff it's higher than in here, but good film anyway. Mystery of the Wax Museum for 33. Another one, heard of, never got to see it. Some good pictures here. What's that from? Mystery of the Wax Museum and The Lodger. And The Lodger for 44. See, I don't really consider that a horror film. Is that? Oh, this is not the 44. This is not the Hitchcock one. Okay. So I wouldn't consider it a horror film. Kiss of the Vampire from 63. Was this? It's a Hammer. Yeah. Black Sabbath with Boris Karloff, Mario Bava. Good film. Still another one I would not have as high as it is. Alright, this is the big one. Okay. Sweeney fucking Todd. 2007. This is 3 years after the movie came out. They got it at number 39, really? First thing, the movie's not that scary. It's not a horror film, really. Fucking Tim Burton. You had so much promise and potential, Tim Burton. You just squandered it on the same gothic wank shit you do all the time. This movie's just not... Mad Love. Is this the... Peter Lorre. Okay, that's what I thought. 35. Yeah. It's decent. I wouldn't have it that high. White Zombie. I can't ship it. This is probably my favorite Bella movie. It really is. It's great. It's fun. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's good. And it's public domain, so easy to find. The Wolfman of the original cycle of Universal Horror. This is my favorite. Creature Like Loon's my favorite out of all of them. But this is my favorite out of the original cycle. So good. So good. I need to sit down and read the original script again because there's some difference. You know, you got Lon Chaney Jr. as the Wolfman. Dr. X from 33. I haven't seen this. I really can't say much about it. The Brides of Dracula from 60. Another Hammer film. A lot of these Hammers I have seen, but I saw them as a kid and I don't remember because they didn't stick in my memory. Mark of the Devil. I'm sorry, Curse of the Demon, a.k.a. Night of the Demon. This is this 58 one. Really good film that I don't hear a lot of people talking about anymore. Eyes Without a Face. Another one I've heard so much about, I really need to sit down and watch. Okay, Chinese Ghost Story from 87. This was kind of surprising that this was even in here. Really good film. One of the first Hong Kong horror films to really get any kind of notice over here in the States as far as I know. The Uninvited from 44. Creepy, creepy haunted house movie. This is the film that people should be talking about great haunted house films. I Walked with a Zombie. It's basically Jane Eyre, but with zombies. It's okay. I wouldn't have it this high. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde from 32. So this is the one with Frederick March. It's decent. The Haunting from 63. Very, very well done. Scary horror film. The Mummy from 32. There's no way The Mummy's better than fucking Wolfman. The Mummy's kind of boring. And I like Boris, but it's kind of boring, Boris. Black Sundays. Another Bava. Yeah, it's Bava. 60. Barbara Steele. Cool film. The Mask of Satan's his other name. Really cool film. I think it's a little high, but okay. Mask of Red Death. Always loved this poster. Vincent Price. It's actually an Anglo amalgamated film. AIP, you know, based on Poe. Well done. Very entertaining. You can find it fairly. Kawaii Dan. Heard about it for years. It's from Toho. I need to see it. It's a ghost story from all I've ever heard. The Golem, the 1921. No, it's in public domain, but I just never watched it. The Invisible Man. I do enjoy this. This is one of the Universal I do enjoy, but I would not have it above The Wolfman or Chainsaw Massacre or a bunch of these others. But it's a decent film. James Whale, so you know it's going to be good. Dead of Night. This is one I really, really, really need to see because I've heard so much about it. It sounds like something I would like, but you know, straight up, I just haven't seen it. Silence of the Lambs. Great horror film. Decent placement for it. But I feel like it gets a little too much praise. Good film, though. Cat People, the original. Really good film. Val Lewton. Really good film. It got remade in the early 80s. The remake ain't that great. House of Usher. Probably my least favorite of the Edgar Allan Poe Price films, but still a really good film. I just think that the story was kind of short to be a full-length film. It's great pictures of Price. Price was so badass. Alright, yeah, I'm going to catch shit at Jaws. I would have Jaws in my top 500 horror film. I don't enjoy Jaws. It's okay. But it just ain't nothing spectacular to me, and especially at 16. But hey, it's got its fans. Dracula. Fuck no, not at 15. Dracula is kind of boring to me. I've said this before, you know, Bella's good in it, Dwight Fry's good in it, everybody else is just, ugh. The Sixth Sense. Fuck that movie. Not no 14. Not even close. The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, that's not a bad placement. 13. Frankenstein at 12. I see why. I wouldn't have it this high, but I understand why. Good film, though. I mean, I'm kind of glad that you got something like Svengoolie now that airs, you know. And I think most areas now, if you have even if just with an you can get Svengoolie, and he's worth it because he shows all the old classics. The Curse of the Werewolf, the only Hammer film I really enjoy, only Hammer horror film I really enjoy. Was it Oliver Reed? I was gonna say Robert Reed, but I knew that was wrong. Really, look at that werewolf. That werewolf is badass. That one right there. Look at that. Look at that. So badass. Nosferatu, A Symphony of Terror from 22. Number 10. I would have it number 10, but I ain't gonna argue. You know, it's a classic. Repulsion by Polanski. I thought it was Polanski. Another one I need to see it again. It's been so damn long. Phantom of the Opera, the 25 version with Lon Chaney. I understand its place here. There's not many pre-68 horror films I would have this high up on my list, but yeah, okay. King Kong at 7. The original King Kong. Been remade twice. Decent film. Wouldn't have that. Alright, we're starting to get to where I'm going, what the okay, Night of the Living Dead at number 6. 69. Motherfucker came out in 68. 68. Not 69. 68. Classic. It would be my third or fourth favorite horror film of all time. Somewhere around I kind of switch on that because I go between it and Dawn, which one I like more, but I really enjoy it. And 6 is a decent place. Might have it higher. Bride of Frankenstein. I had a feeling this would be real high, and I know why. It's one of James Whale's best films. Psycho at number 4. Okay, that fits. I like Psycho. I wouldn't have it in my top 5, but I really do enjoy it, and I can see why. I'm not gonna argue. Rosemary's Baby fucking sucks. Just straight up. I've seen the movie. For the time frame, I can see it being, the era being scary. Now it's just like, okay, this is not good. The Exorcist. I'm not a fan of The Exorcist. Straight up. It's not scary to me. It's not creepy. It's not anything but just kind of bleh. And it's one of those, I saw it as a kid, a very young kid. Put that on. There you go, Bob, do your job. I saw it when I was 3, kind of like TCM. I think it was the next weekend after I saw TCM, I went to drive with my dad to see it. So it was like, 1970s, mid to late 70s. Didn't really understand as a kid. Didn't see it again for years and years and years. And then when I was about 14, my father was working out in Texas, living out there. Me and my mother still lived in Mississippi, and I went to go spend part of the summer with him. I do it every time I come. Summertime, and I looked old enough, we go hit a couple of bars, I could pass for 21, I'd drink. So we rented Exorcist, and I sat there bored off my ass. And I've read the book, and I love the book, and I've always been told people, it really works. I'm not real religious at all. If you're religious, it works real well. If you're raised Catholic, I was raised Catholic. I went to church every Sunday. I went to CCD. I went through first communion, first confession, was going through confirmation, all that shit. It still don't work for me. Number 1, Horror Dracula. Fuck this movie. Fuck this movie. Because something that hasn't popped up yet? Dawn of the fucking Dead. Return of the Living Dead. Friday 13th. Oh, they couldn't fit Sleepaway Camp in here somewhere. There's so much stuff that's great fucking horror films ain't in here. Fucking House of Dracula at number 1. Bubbling under the top 100. Dawn of the Dead, Phantasm, Don't Look Now, Shadow of the Vampire, What Happened to Baby Jane, The Evil Dead 2, The Leopard Man, Hostel, Tales of Terror, Son of Frankenstein, The Ring, Blood and Black Lace, blah, 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 blah. Top 10 horror comedies, Overlooked Silent Classic, Top 10, blah, 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 blah. Top 10 horror shows, okay, Lon Chaney Sr., Boris Karloff, Bela Lugosi, Christopher Lee, Vincent Price, Peter Cushing, Lon Chaney Jr., Barbara Steele, John Carradine, and Peter Lorre. Okay. Top 10 horror movie directors. James Whale, Terrence Fisher, Roger Corman, Wes Craven, Mario Bava, George Romero, Jacques Tourneur, John Carpenter, Dario Argento, and M. Night Shyamalan. Then the index. Top 100 sci-fi movie. Now, this was not a cheap book. $24. I didn't pay that much. I probably paid about $10, but yeah. No Dawn. What the hell? Yes, Mr. Gary Garaney. What the fuck were you smoking? You didn't have Dawn in here. I don't know. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed that. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. For comments, I'll kind of simple. If you're doing a top 100 horror films list, wouldn't you have Dawn of the Dead, the original? God, I hate saying that. Fuck, I hate that shit. Wouldn't you have that in your list? I mean, really? No. We got fucking Sweeney Todd and The Sixth Sense and blah, 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 blah. Fuck all this. Fuck you, book. Fuck you. Talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.